When you're talking about you spend all this time, turning all the voices off in your head and then trying to turn it back on.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, it's so weird. It's like, now if I got to listen to somebody, boy, that's going to be a trip.
Yeah.
If you are a fan of Discovery's car restoration shows, the name Aaron Kaufman surely rings a bell or two. And it's not a wonder why, as his cool demeanor and mechanic skills are not easy to forget. While Aaron's work as one of the main builders of the Texas-based car shop Gas Monkey Garage was quite a big deal in itself, what really brought him to countrywide fame was his debut on the TV series Fast and Loud, and subsequently in shows such as Shifting Gears and Aaron Needs a Job. However, it's been a while since Aaron's fans have seen him on TV, which brings out many questions regarding his whereabouts, the reason he left TV, and his current businesses. So, do you want to know what Aaron Kaufman is up to nowadays? Just keep with us to discover all, and even get to know more about him. Are you surprised by not seeing Aaron Kaufman in Fast and Loud? You shouldn't be, as his official exit from the show and Gas Monkey Garage dates back to February 2017, when the show's 10th episode of its 12th season premiered. However, the news of his departure wasn't necessarily a secret at the time, as the series fans actually knew about it weeks before it aired. After working with Rawlings for over 14 years, you can imagine that the reason Aaron left both the series and the shop must have been pretty serious. But what exactly was it? Regardless of the speculations regarding the situation, Aaron didn't take the opportunity to cause any type of scandal, and instead was always very sincere about his departure, as can be seen during an interview with Art of Gears. Apparently, although he had several professional and creative differences with the crew, what really led him to quit was his inability to work on the projects he liked due to the limited time TV requirements offered him. Aaron's ability as a mechanic is undeniable, and that surely caused many good job offers to come his way after leaving the Gas Monkey shop. But he really wanted to do something different. That's how he came to found ArcLight Fabrication, a business focused on Ford's pickups and delivering work in its own time, without the rush of TV schedules. While the change saddened Fast and Loud fans, having his own business and working with big trucks were surely just reward for a man as talented and as hardworking as Aaron. Although we haven't seen Aaron Kaufman on TV since 2019, he's still actively working in his business ArcLight Fabrication, which fortunately is still fully operative, regardless of its quite inactive social media accounts and website. Unknowingly to many, Aaron regularly spends his time competing in local car races and works with several race teams as a mechanic, activities which undoubtedly allow him to showcase his many abilities as an automobile expert outside the limitations of his motor shop. While it's good to know Aaron is not out of business, despite his cut-short career as a reality star, many people also wonder what's up with his personal life. However, it's well known that Aaron doesn't reveal those details to the general public, making it very difficult to keep up to date with his familiar or romantic life. Though fortunately, for those who follow him closely on social media, there are a couple things other than work that he shares from time to time, such as the sad passing of his dog Lola in late November 2020, or adopting a possum as a shop pet. Despite his liking for not getting too personal in public, you can stay updated with Aaron and his projects through his Instagram account. While we know that you are familiar with Aaron Kaufman's work and TV appearances, there are probably a lot of things you most likely don't know about his life and career before fame. Aaron began his path to becoming one of the most innovative automobile mechanics in the world, with his first car modification at around 16 years of age. Although it's known he was a self-taught mechanic enthusiast from early childhood, the experience of upgrading that Jeep Cherokee Chief by himself still wasn't enough. That's when he met his freshman year's classmate, Scott McMillan Jr., a guy with whom he happened to share a love for cars, and the other half of the team they were quick to form to progressively learn and work on better, more detailed car projects. Their partnership extended even after their high school matriculation and enrollment into the Arlington-based University of Texas. However, believing it was too time-consuming and not financially wise, the entire college experience didn't convince the two friends for long. Nevertheless, after taking the not-so-tough decision to drop out, their goal of establishing a business together was soon forgotten, as McMillan joined the US Army. After being an independent mechanic for a while, it didn't take long for Aaron Kaufman's work to attract attention. However, the real story of how he became so successful and knowledgeable in the automobile field is somewhat different to what you might know. If you access Discovery's website, information about Aaron is quite limited. Interestingly, it says that Aaron met Richard Rawlings when he fixed the latter's car, and his work apparently left such a good impression on Rawlings that he would call Aaron years later to join Gas Monkey Garage. But there are few details that this version of the story doesn't include. As D Magazine reported in 2018, both men indeed met when Aaron was barely 20 years old, but Rawlings apparently already owned Gas Monkey Garage. After becoming acquainted, Aaron joined Rawlings as they traveled around the country between races, car exhibitions, and auctions, experiences which served Aaron positively when it came to really getting into the car business. Unfortunately, all good things come to an end. Eventually, Rawlings closed the Gas Monkey garage, and Aaron moved on to work at another shop. It's unknown how much time then passed, but Gas Monkey Garage eventually reopens when Rawlings pitched Discovery the idea of creating a show centered on the shop. That's how Aaron joined the business again and became a Fast and Loud cast member. We already know the real story of how Aaron Kaufman became part of Gas Monkey Garage, but the whole experience of debuting on TV through Fast and Loud was a different thing by itself. As you might already know, Aaron's experience as a mechanic can only be compared to his work ethic and passion for his profession. However, although his cool and easygoing demeanor is not a characteristic easily found in men who have the same level of skills, it's admittedly the thing that led him to become the show's fan favorite in a short time. Although Aaron's rise to fame came very quickly, it wasn't without effort. Discovery had no other shows centered on cars by the time Fast and Loud premiered, and the hopes of it becoming successful were low, but also because being part of it ensured a lot of pressure. As the shop's main mechanic, Aaron's workload increased considerably as the show progressed, to the point that he and the members of the crew apparently worked over 100 hours a week and quite often had little to no time to sleep, something which would take a toll on their well-being sooner or later, as well as on their work, and ended up causing Aaron's exit. Nonetheless, the final results were almost always outstanding, and that's how things worked for years, as Rawlings affirmed it in one of the first episodes of the show, saying, "Aaron can do anything. That's why I keep him chained to this place, so no one can steal him." Not long after his departure from Gas Monkey Garage, Aaron commented that he had been invited to appear in another reality series focused on cars. Though not wanting to repeat the same old story of Fast and Loud, Aaron affirmed that he wasn't getting his hopes high at the prospect of another shot, unless he had the certainty that if it became a reality, it would only be because he could do things his way. His words excited and saddened his fans equally, but the possibility of seeing him on TV again seemed to diminish as the months passed. Then, fortunately for all of us, in early 2018, the premiere of Aaron's show, Shifting Gears, was announced. Admittedly, taking everyone by surprise, Shifting Gears truly met Aaron's expectations and proved to be a nice change from the Fast and Loud format. While in Gas Monkey, the work was always rushed, in this show, we can really get to know Aaron's work in a more detailed way, showing the expertise of Arclight Fabrication's crew, but also appealing to those who like big cars. As the show's premise affirmed, the possibility of success and failure of each project showcased in the show were equal, but that's what made it all the more interesting. The show aired for 2 seasons before going on an indefinite hiatus in October 2017, and while it hasn't been officially cancelled, after 4 years, its return to TV doesn't seem a possibility anytime soon. There's no denying that Shifting Gears with Aaron Kaufman was different to what we used to see in Fast and Loud, but nothing could have prepared Aaron's fans to what his second series had in store. Aaron Needs a Job had a completely new concept, as it took Aaron away from the car shop and led him to explore the entire country and other industries in the search for information, or maybe just to feed his curiosity. It's unknown where the idea of creating a show like this came from, but it undeniably offered an interesting view into aspects that car shows rarely tell its audiences about. Although seeing Aaron out of his element while getting the pros and cons of the automobile industry firsthand was a welcome change, the show only aired for 1 season, ending in mid-2019. The show also hasn't been officially cancelled, but no further information about its return has been released since then. So meantime, what happened to Fast and Loud? Undeniably, Aaron Kaufman was an essential part of the show, but regardless of that, neither the shop nor the series were going to be stopped by his absence. Of course, his departure caused some changes in the business's work dynamic, but in the grand scheme of things, a lot continued on in the same way, as Gas Monkey Garage still delivered excellent work. And although Richard still spent too much money on unnecessary things, life proceeded on its regular course. Unfortunately, all things must come to an end, and Fast and Loud wasn't an exception. After the end of its 16th season, both Discovery and Richard Rawlings agreed to putting an end to the show. The decision was caused by Richard's reasoning that it was time to move on from the network, though not a lot has been said about it anyway. If you're wondering if Gas Monkey Garage is still in business, then you have nothing to worry about. The shop is still actively working, regardless of the absence of cameras. But for now, it's unknown if Richard has any future plans involving his shop and TV. While we already mentioned that Aaron left the show of his own accord to follow a professional path more fitting for himself, there are questions about whether or not he's on good terms with his former boss, Richard Rawlings. The short answer is that yes, there's no animosity between Aaron and Richard that we know of. But it's also important to point out that their relationship is not as simple as the show's audience were led to believe. The men's relationship didn't go far beyond the professional field, as Richard told D Magazine. For him, Aaron was a very valuable employee, but nothing more. Regardless of that, Richard has been supportive of Aaron's decision to leave Gas Monkey, admitting he understood why Aaron wasn't content with the way Discovery were managing things. If that wasn't enough, Richard also promoted Aaron's show shifting gears before its premiere, making it obvious that if they happened to have any type of altercation or creative differences in the past, they had already moved on. While Aaron and Richard aren't likely to work together again for the time being, knowing that they're on good terms puts our minds at ease and surely makes us understand and appreciate Aaron's decisions even more, and that both men are successful in their primary profession.
Thank you for spending some time with us. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpick these videos which we recommend you watch next. You can talk to us on all social medias or ask a question in the comments below. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you back tomorrow.